I'm going to create a sketch. I'm going to hover here on this side, and I'm going to click on this blank space. I like that it oriented the word right the correct way. And now we're going to draw those 5 circles. So whenever I'm trying to find the center of something that doesn't really have a center, but it is a quadrilateral, I like to use the rule X marks the spot. What I mean by that is if I select the line tool, I can draw an X for if I click on one corner of the object, go to the other corner and click there, and then repeat that process on the other side. Where these 2 lines intersect is the center of this object. So if I'm trying to make a 5, I know the center belongs there, so I'm going to grab a circle, and I'm going to click at the center, and I'm going to type in 15 and enter. And that circle is fully defined right now. You might notice it's in black because I used the 2 lines to like kind of hold it in place. As long as those lines are there, it's fine. But if I selected these lines and probably deleted them, notice how the circle goes blue because it's no longer fully constrained. But I'm going to keep those there because, like I said, I'm making the 5 side. So I need to know where the other circles go, and I can actually use this kind of as a reference. So I'm going to draw the other circles on these lines here. So just kind of put them on for now. I will dimension them after. I just got to get them on there. I like I've mentioned before, getting the objects, roughly where they need to go, and then dealing with all the dimension hassle after. Okay, so kind of similar as before, I want these to be in the center of this line. Now, if I asked you how long this line is, you might not be able to tell, but maybe we can dimension it. So I'm going to click the dimension tool. I'm going to hover over this line and I'm going to click on it, and it says if it's like aligned like it is right now, it's 141.42. Okay, so half of that would probably be about 70.7 if I divided that number by 2, and then half of that 70.7 divided by 2 would be like 35.35. Okay, so let me press escape. I don't really need that dimension there, but I needed that 35.35 number. So knowing that, let's dimension from the, press escape a few times, click on the dimension tool. Let's dimension from the center of this circle to the center of, let's say, this circle, and I want it to be aligned like this. So you might have to kind of move the mouse a little, but it should line up like this. If it doesn't, you should be able to right click on it, like just right click while you're holding the dimension, and go to this word that says aligned, and it will make sure it like stays aligned. Okay, so actually that dimension there is right on the money. It's 35.355, which I think is what I want. So I'm going to drop that down. I'll just say 35.35, enter, and that one's done. Notice it's in black because by locking it to the center circle, I locked its X and Y, and the line's holding it in place. That one's done. Okay, rinse and repeat. Click on this center, click on that center, find a good spot where it's aligned, drop it down, 35.35, enter, looks great. Then the dimension from this center to this center, drop it down, 35.35, and then last one, 35.35, enter. Okay, so we have all those dimensions. We might be able to use this line that we've already drawn to just trim these in half. Let's find out. I'm going to click the trim tool. I'm going to try to trim off half the circle. And actually, you might notice that it's actually working. It's giving me a little bit of a warning, but I think we'll be okay because it's a simple object. And I was able to trim off half of each of those circles. For this last one, this circle's in 4 pieces. So just kind of pick 2 of the pieces to trim off. And now you have a half circle there as well. Okay. Yeah, this is good. This is good. Okay, so I'm going to finish sketch. And looking at this, I can probably revolve the 3 center ones first because they share an axis. So I'm going to go to revolve, click this one, click the two pieces of this one and click this third one for the profile, and then click select for axis, and then click on this line, and you see it spins them all. Press OK. Those are all cut. And this right here is exactly how you make the 3. You just wouldn't have those last 2 dice there, or those 2 numbers. Okay, but we're not making a 3, we're making a 5. So my sketch took away those other 2. I'm going to open that up, turn back on that last sketch I did by clicking the eye, and then I'm going to revolve this profile, select the axis, and then click on this line and press OK. Okay, and it seemed to error on me. I'm actually curious why, so I'm going to repeat it one last time. Select axis, click on this line, and I'm looking at it. Honestly, looks fine to me. So if I press OK again, it gave me one more error. It's saying there's a crosses in the revolve. So if that happens, if it's fighting you on it, don't try to like do too many things at once, and that's fine. I'm gonna just kind of revolve this one first and see if it works, and that one worked. So then I'm going to revolve this last one, select this as the axis, and see if that one works. Okay, and it worked. So I got my 5 die here. I'm going to turn that off, and now I have my 5 side. Okay, and I can repeat this for the other 3 sides, but I want you to do that. And once you've done that, I want you to do this final step. Or you could do it now, but honestly, I recommend doing it at the end because right now these sides are flat and they're like edged nicely. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this die and we're going to round these edges. Because an actual die, you don't want it to, injure someone, even though it'd be pretty rare to do that. So how do we round those up? Well, it's a quick process. We need to do what is known as a fillet. The fillet tool is located right over here. It's a few away from the other tools. I'm going to select that. And how the fillet tool works is if you select an edge, you can grab this arrow and you could kind of push down on it. And when you push down on it, you're going to round that edge. Now, we don't want to round it too much. So I think just like, maybe not 2, maybe like 4 millimeters is like plenty to get this nice round edge. But we don't want just one edge, we want every edge of the die. So I'm actually going to press the plus here, which is saying like it's 4 millimeters, to add a new selection. And you can keep clicking on edges. So I'm actually going to save myself some time. I'm just kind of walking to each edge and clicking on it. And when I can't see any more, I can use my revolve, how we revolve, hold down shift, hold down the middle scroll wheel of the mouse, and just kind of revolve to another side and just kind of click those last edges. Try not to click anything you don't want. And then once you have it all and it all looks good, we're going to specify those other edges to be 4 millimeters as well. Okay, so everything should say 4 millimeters on it. This looks really nice right now, and I'm going to press OK. Okay, so like I said, I recommend doing that at the end, because now if you try to dimension things, you might not be dimensioning from the very edge of the die. You might be dimensioning like 4 millimeters in, because this round part might not be like calculated when you're putting in those circles, and that could throw your numbers off. Okay, so the final step is how to color this, because we don't want just like a really cool metal looking die. We want to add some color, and I'm okay with the color you decide to add. For now, the quickest way to add color is going to be to right click on the object, go to where it says appearance, and it's going to open up your material library, and then in your library to type in the color that you want. So if I'm going for something generic here, I could just type in like white, and we got a variety of different colors or styles like fabric, acrylics, granite, things like that. And if I just grab one and drop it on that surface I initially clicked on, it will change it to that color. Now, if I want to do it to everything, if you hover your mouse, notice how it hovers over sections. I'm going to hover it to a point where it has everything selected, and I'm going to click once with my left click there, And I think that should work. We'll find out really quickly. I'm going to try to drag this in. Remove appearances. Let's hit remove. There we go. And you could see it did that. But if it doesn't, you could also select the face and like just drag it into that one face. Okay? So I don't actually want that color there. I want the white. Okay, so now we got that white dye. We just need to make these insides black. So it's the same process in your library. Search for the word black. Whoop, and I closed out of it. Right click on this object again. Go to appearance. Type in black. Oh, it is saving them up here also, so you could save yourself a little bit of time if you want. And then I'm going to pick one that I like. This enamel glossy black looks pretty cool. And I'm going to drop it in there. And then it's in there. If you want to do multiple objects, hold, you don't need to hold down shift or anything. Just select all of them that you want to do, grab that glossy black and drop it in there. And now you have that same appearance. Okay? So I want you to continue and finish up this dye, and once you have it save, you don't have to use the same color scheme as me, but try to make it as accurate as possible. Okay? I believe in all of you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Okay? This is Mr. Z, signing out. Peace.